what's immediately coming through for the collective feels very specific. Um, I know that not all of you are expecting or can have kids, okay, genetically speaking, or otherwise, gender wise. But there's a strong emphasis here on someone who is expecting, okay, someone who maybe just recently had a baby shower, okay. Um, I feel like some of you are expecting, like in motherhood, like expecting child. Some of you are more so expecting like an opportunity or something you've been working on, something you've been cultivating that is ready to give birth. Okay. This message is timeless for the week ahead. So whenever you are seeing this, there's a message here for you. I trust that. That is the intention I set for my videos. So, um, but there, it does feel like some of you, I feel there's an interesting energy here. It's like it's a real peaceful type of serene type. I feel like some of you are, if you're not there, this will be ahead for you, is this feeling of just feeling at peace with where you are. And I feel like, and it feels like it's been a long time coming, is what I'm hearing, like a long time before you've allowed yourself to get to this place of letting, like, giving the universe your burdens in exchange for your peace. It's like some of you have been really working hard to, and I'm hearing this week is like the final push. So that for some of you is where this whole indication of like giving birth is really this final push. Like, how when people are, how like women are in labor, how when they go into labor, and they like are at that final push where they have to like actually push the head out, right? Some of you, that is what this week is giving you. It's like you're coming into the phase of being this final push of getting to the other side, or getting beyond an obstacle. Or like I said, some of you, this is like literally giving birth, where you're about to push, coming into your final trimester, and you're pushing, about to get ready to push the baby out. Now others of you, this is more so metaphorically speaking of pushing yourself beyond your limits, pushing past an obstacle, pushing beyond this point of feeling maybe stuck, right? Feeling you don't have the energy, or feeling like you don't have what it takes to move beyond into this next phase of your journey. So this week, it feels like is really important, where spirit is calling us, is calling our focus is into the energy of the will, of your willpower. Okay, this is Leo energy. This is sun energy, raw energy. Okay, um, confidence, courage, right? Leo energy. So lion energy, right? Lioness energy. So it feels like there's an indication that spirit wants us to focus on this week of, really knowing and embodying the fact that you have what it takes. Okay, that you have all the energy that you need, even if we feel like we don't. This is spirit reminding us, right? Ra, I like to say raw minder. It's a raw minder, not a re, right? Because it's not a repetition of anything. It's more so a remembering. The sun is enlightenment, right? The sun illuminates. The sun shines light where it was hidden, right? Where things were dark. Okay, so that's why I say raw. I like to say raw minder, right? Because it illuminates what was once hidden, or what we may have forgotten, or like kind of misplaced, but in our mind, right? In our psyche. So there's, it feels like indication here to allow ourselves to really step into action. Okay, really step into the embodiment of our masculine energy. That is also what the sun raw energy is indicative of. Is the masculine energy, our action oriented energy, the energy of getting shit done, the energy of making things happen, taking action, okay, applying ourselves where it matters. So some of you are really being maybe pushed this week to apply yourself in a way that maybe you haven't before, or step up into your masculine energy in a way that is unfamiliar to you, but simultaneously allowing yourself to see the beauty, acknowledge the beauty, identify the beauty in that. Okay, identify the beauty in this process, in yourself, in this phase of your journey of stepping into your masculine energy and finding the beauty in that. That's like finding the balance, right, in that masculine feminine energy, because you're able to see the beauty in the masculine, right? That's, to me, in my mind, that brings balance, right? Like even when you are allowed, right, like when you're, if you're like, say, a female watching this, a woman, right, and you allow yourself to confidently give a compliment to a masculine energy, right? A man maybe, Like, I've called a man beautiful before, and it wasn't from, and I tell them, like, I always reiterate, I mean that in the most masculine way, right? And I say that because I never want to make a man feel emasculated, um, in any capacity. So I like to, make sure that they understand that, um, but also just allowing myself to acknowledge the beauty that I see in the divine masculine as a divine feminine, right? And I feel like that for me is healing also to my own inner masculine. So again, it restores. It's I feel like an easy yet authentic way to restore balance in our own feminine masculine energies, but as well as those that we interact with, right? As within, so without, as above, so below, right? You see what I'm saying? So it just feels like this week is um really giving an opportunity, okay, to really see the beauty in the action that you're taking, or being able to step into, like, I feel like some of us have maybe are still maybe wounded from through our masculine energy, through past experiences, maybe generational experiences. And this week, it feels like, is really giving us the opportunity to give those burdens to the universe, right? In exchange for the gift of inner peace, the gift of, mending, fixing things, making it right, restoring balance, bringing justice to a situation. There's an opportunity to have that this week. Okay. So let's dive further. Let's get into I'm gonna try to do it just to go off of memory here. With the questions that I had, that I wanted us to focus on, or that I should say I was guided to focus on for this week. So, first card is representing are the energies or spirits, right, that may be trying to hold the collective back, right, or keep us stuck this week. Okay. And the card that came out was the King of Pentacles. Okay. So for some of you, this could be an earth sign. Okay. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This can also be represent an energy in your experience collective that can be definitely a masculine figure. Okay. Someone who operates maybe in their masculine energy. This can also represent a provider spirit in your energy. Okay. Whether it's like a father figure, a husband, a boyfriend, you know child's father, whatever, right? That is what this energy. This could also represent a boss. Okay. Like a someone that you are, like a manager at work. Okay. Someone that is trying to keep you stuck, someone that is holding you back in some type of way. So your situation, everyone's situation, right, is going to be individual to all of you. So please, take the messages as they apply. Don't force them to fit, though. Okay. Use your discernment on who this energy may be representing in your life personally. Okay. For those of you that are interested in, tapping further into these specific frequencies through your own experience, you can feel free to reach out for a personally extended reading of any video, right? But in specific to this one, you can always book a personally extended reading to this reading, where we basically dive in deeper with your own personal energies and create an extended based on how these frequencies tie into your own personal experience. So if you're interested in that, you can either email me or get that on my beacons page. Okay. So let's clarify this before we move on to the next card. So let's see, a spirit for the collective. What is this King of Pentacles energy that may be presenting itself this week as trying to keep the collective stuck or hold the collective back in some type of way? What is this King of Pentacles energy? What is that? Who is that for the collective this week? Their accurate messages, please, for the collective. And the King of Pentacles. So the shadow side of this card is the Commander. Okay, so the Commander, definitely, like, I just noticed that. So for some of you, this is like a new awareness where someone may be trying to control you, or boss you around in some type of way. Okay, and it's going to be up to you to find the beauty in that. Find the beauty in how the situation is. It gives me what Spirit is giving me here, collective. What this feels like is a reading of reframing. Okay, of allowing yourself to identify a perceived challenge or perceived obstacle, and allow yourself to really see the beauty in how this obstacle or challenge or the situation is really trying to help you, how it's really trying to get you to take action in some type of way, really to get you to step into your own willpower, to really, get back in the driver's seat of your own life. Okay, that is, it's giving me Aries energy. Okay, Emperor energy. All right, of really taking that leadership role back in your own experience and really taking action from that place. Okay, so clarifying, the King of Pentacles is Temperance. So for some of you, this could definitely represent a Sagittarius energy. Okay, um, or someone that you're, this is a, it feels like an energy that some of you may be embodying. Okay, energy that you're needing to transmute on your own, like meaning an energy that you're carrying within yourself that needs to be transmuted. Okay, because the temperance energy does represent transmutation of energies and frequencies, of basically turning water into wine. Okay, that's transmutation of energy, of basically identifying an obstacle or perceived challenge and allowing yourself to transmute that perception into one that is helpful, one that is beneficial to you. Okay, one that can actually help you move forward or help you heal in some type of way, help you see things from a different angle or perspective that is ultimately beneficial to your experience. Okay, so next card we have is um, challenges or opportunities, challenges and opportunities that may be presenting themselves to you this week. And we have the Star. Okay, the fucking Star. What? Okay, so this is Aquarius energy. So I love how two major arcana is already showing themselves. Okay, so the Star is Aquarius energy. So for some of you, the challenge here, it feels like maybe stepping into the unfamiliar, stepping into the unknown, because the Star energy represents our destiny, represents fate. It also represents our North Node. Your North Node is the where basically you're destined to head towards, like you should be, we should be navigating towards. Okay, your South Node is what you're familiar with. It's kind of like what you came into this lifetime already familiar with. You're good at it, it's natural to you, right? It's like home, it feels like home to you. While the North Node, on the other hand, is where we should be heading. It's uncomfortable, it's unknown, it's unfamiliar, right? It's basically the opposite, the polar opposite of what is familiar. Okay, so for some of you, that is what the Star energy is representing, where the challenge, where that's why it's coming up in this position as not only the challenge but also the opportunity. So because the opportunity in this is seeing like your North Node, your destiny, right, where you should be heading, where you should be kind of like leading towards, right, navigating towards, kind of like taking the beaten, off-road path, the less traveled path, right. That is the opportunity here. Okay, to see how the way things are playing out, it's playing out exactly as it's supposed to. It's destined to play out this way. Why? Because it's taking you, it's pushing you out of your comfort zone. It's pushing you towards your North Node, right? Which is, for some of you, it's Aries. I mean, not Aries, that's my North Node. So for that's, for some of you, you may have Aries in your North Node as well. But I meant to say Aquarius. Okay, some of you, your North Node may be Aquarius, and that could be why this is coming up. Now for others of you, you could be an Aquarius watching this, okay, or just simply, like I said, take it as it applies, but this could just be simply pointing to destined and fated events. Okay, things playing out exactly when and how they're supposed to, because divine timing is always at play. So when this card comes out like this is indicative of, letting you know that even though maybe what you're experiencing this week may may present to you as challenging, there's also an opportunity to see how this is really a fated experience. It's happening exactly how it's supposed to, but also when it's supposed to, meaning those that are involved are those who are meant to be there. Okay, it's, I feel like, very important to keep that in mind, that things are playing out exactly as they're meant to, so that way you're not operating in the Seven of Swords energy of self-sabotage. Okay, that you're not going to sabotage your own blessing because you understand why it's happening the way it's happening, and you don't need to take anything that's leaving your experience, right? You don't need to take any of that personal, because you understand that it's ultimately a part of the process. It's ultimately a part of the transmutation of the energy to get you to where you need to go. Okay, so let's clarify the Star. Spirit, why is the Star here for the collective for this week? Why is the Star here for the challenge and opportunity? I think that was the Ten of Cups that tried to come out. So like I said, some of you, it's literally bringing you to your happiness. Oh, the Six of Pentacles, that's what it was. So that's about giving and receiving, meaning the universe is aligning you to what you've asked for by way of the energy that you're exuding, the energy that your frequency that you're putting out, that you're emitting, is what the universe is sending back to you. That's the pendulum swing, right? We have to really be mindful and cognizant of the energy that we're putting out, because the energy must go somewhere, And if it has no other frequencies to align to it, right, for it to go to and hit, it comes back where it came from, where it started, where it originated. That's the swing of the pendulum, right? So the harder that energy is pushed out, the harder it will come back. So just something to keep in mind, right? So let's see, Spirit, clarify the star for the collective, please. Why is it here for challenge and opportunities that may be presenting themselves this week for the collective? For our highest and greatest good only, and nothing less. So the Knight of Wands came out, and it did flip in reverse with the sun at the bottom. So more Leo energy here, okay? So for some of you, this is about a revelation. Some of you are feeling maybe stuck, but it's important to understand that while you may feel challenged and feeling like I'm not motivated, I'm not inspired, I don't know what I should be taking action on, I don't know what direction I should be going, allow yourself to also understand and remember that divine timing is at play here, okay? That the way that the maybe the lack of motivation or drive that you're feeling this week, collective, it's happening for a reason, it's happening for a purpose. But also understand that it's also giving you an opportunity to decide, you know, am I feeling stuck, like can I push past this, or am I being set down because I need to take a break, right? That's where the discernment comes in. That's where going within and getting quiet and letting yourself decide, like determine which one is happening, right? Am I being set down right now because, or am I in this energy of feeling lack of motivation and all that because I need to take a break, or is it because I'm out of alignment, right? Is the universe sitting me down because I'm going in the wrong direction and it's trying to help me, right? To redirect me to where I should be going, right? North Node energy, where I should be going, or is it, you know, letting me know that I'm going towards, like I'm going in the wrong direction, like I need to take a break, I need to sit my ass down, I need to recharge, I need to reset myself, right? That's going to be, you know, what each of you are going to need to, you know, need to determine for yourself. That is what the sun energy is representing, okay? So meaning that it will be revealed to you. The universe is showing you exactly what you need to see, right? For some of you, it's a cycle that's closing. It's something that has ran its course, okay? And maybe an action, the way you've been going about something, the way you've been responding to something, it's like, you know, it's ran its course. A cycle is complete, okay? So the next card represents what energies or frequencies are presenting themselves this week that is trying to push us forward in some type of way, that's trying to progress us forward. And we got the devil in reverse, okay? So in this deck, it's the devil with the vessel, okay? So the vessel represents our human avatar, okay? So for some of you, what's pushing the energy that's trying to push us forward, the devil being in reverse, is about coming out of an energy of feeling stuck, right? Pushing beyond your limitations, okay? Realizing and remembering, right? Letting the sun reveal to you and illuminate to you that a lot of times the only limitations that we really have are the ones that we place in ourselves, are the ones that our ego, which is also what the devil represents in the tarot, is our ego, okay? That's the part of ourselves that does its best to protect us because it was hurt. It got hurt early on. That's the part of us that, you know, gets like feels the brunt of the challenges of this world, right? People's projections, people's, you know, negativity, people's trauma. Our bodies, our physical body is what gets all that, what feels all that. That's what's projected. Our body is what gets it first. That's why your skin is your biggest organ, right? Your skin is what protects everything else. It's what gets hit first, right? If you think about when you hit yourself, right, you bump into something, your skin is the first thing that feels it, that lets you know, oh, we hit something, or oh, this is there, right? Your skin is what feels it. With, like, even with the energies and spirits around you, and your hair stands up on your arms, it's your skin, you know, that lets you know that, oh, there's something in my atmosphere, right? So that's what this card here, the devil in the tarot, represents, is your body, your avatar. So as this is presenting in this position of a way that of energy that's pushing us forward, this is about coming out of feeling stuck, coming out of letting your ego run your life. You're letting your ego essentially drive your car, aka your vessel, right? Letting it make your decisions from a place of fear versus a place of conviction and confidence and clarity, okay? So it's like this energy, it feels like, is presenting itself, showing you that you're not stuck. You're only stuck if you think you are, okay? there's always a solution, that, there's always, meaning everything in this 3D realm is um has a polar opposite, meaning that if I put myself in this situation, I could also get myself out. Meaning, for every perceived challenge, also has a solution. You see what I'm saying? So, this is remembering that you're never stuck unless you think you are. Okay. That any type of perception of feeling stuck is just a figment of your imagination. And that's even for the people who like get stuck in, let's say, like a cave or something like that, and their air is limited and they really are stuck humanly, right? The soul, though, isn't stuck. The soul is never stuck. The spirit, the energy is never stuck. And that's what's important to remember. So let's see. Spirit, clarify the devil in reverse. Why is that in reverse for the energy that's pushing the collective forward? So for some of you, this is about your past. It's showing you how much you've grown, how far you've come. Okay. It's letting you, literally leaving the past behind, showing you that the way this is, whatever is presenting itself right now, that maybe the passion that you're not feeling anymore, maybe in a connection, in a relationship, whatever this represents for you. For some of you, like I said, it's a job that maybe you're not, you've outgrown. Okay. You've worn out your welcome, in a sense. Okay. For some of you, that's what this has to do with. Others of you, this is maybe, like I said, a connection, one that has been around for a really long time, that you've essentially outgrown. Okay. It's outdated, right? It's like that cycle has ran its course, that connection has ran its course. You've learned everything you could possibly learn from that experience, and now it's time to move forward. Okay. It's time to allow yourself to come out of maybe the guilt or abandonment. For some of you, this is representing, the energy that some of you are, that's being presented to you this week, that's going to help you, that's trying to push you forward, is for some of you realizing that I'm no longer that person. I'm no longer that version of myself that felt abandoned by those who left my experience, or those that were no longer meant to be in my experience, that I don't need to feel abandoned by them because their purpose in my life has been served. So there's no abandonment there. Nobody left me behind because I'm not leaving myself anymore. I'm not abandoning myself. Therefore, if there's no enemy within, there can't be one without, meaning that no one outside of me can abandon me because I'm not abandoning myself. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm not abandoning myself, it's not possible for anyone else to abandon me. You see what I'm saying? So for some of you, this week is showing you that growth, is showing you the perception that, allowing yourself to see things from this new level of awareness. Okay. This new layer of like, wow, I have grown, right? That now I can protect my inner child. My inner child is with me. Therefore, it can't be abandoned. And now it's like allowing yourself to see like, wow, I've never been abandoned. I just, I just had a different perspective. I was just seeing the situation in a non-helpful kind of way. Okay. And this week, it feels like, is allowing yourself to really see the beauty in all of your experiences, but also how those experiences happened to increase your confidence, to show you how powerful you are, to remind you that you now have the capability, even though your inner child at one point, with that younger version of you, couldn't protect themselves, right? They now have this adult version of you who can protect them, who doesn't have limitations that are keeping them stuck, that doesn't allow them to play small, that doesn't allow them to shrink themselves in any way, right? That is what this week, it feels like, is presenting to you, is showing you. Okay. So um oof, last card, guidance and advice, came out with the guidance and advice. Was, I love how out of 4 cards, 3 are major arcanas, like on the tops. So the Wheel of Fortune, y'all. The Wheel of motherfucking Fortune. Okay. Wow. That's beautiful. That's really, really beautiful energy. And that's a 10. Okay. Some of you, 10-10 may be significant. I personally have been seeing 10-10 as well. So the Wheel of Fortune represents, again, destiny. Okay. Fated events, divine timing being at play. A new cycle is here. A new cycle is ready for you to jump on it. Okay. And so this is spirit letting you know, as the advice and guidance this week, letting you know that a new cycle is presenting itself, is available for you. And it's up to you to step into that, to apply your own masculine energy, apply your willpower. You have the will over your life. Your will is your command. Okay. So this is about, as long as we have an idea or a dream and we don't do anything with it, it stays in that state as a dream or a goal, right? But it's not until you apply yourself and actually take action on it that it turns into something tangible that you can actually experience and live. Okay. So Spirit is letting you know this week that there's a new opportunity, there's a new cycle starting. Okay. This is your time. Your time is now. If you didn't think, that the universe had your back, this week, the universe is showing you that I have your back. We've always had your back. And now is your time. It wasn't time yet, but now the time is here. What are you going to do with it? Okay. So let's clarify. What is the Wheel of Fortune, Spirit? Clarify the Wheel of Fortune for the collective. Why is that here for the advice and guidance for this week, for the week ahead? Ooh, to help you not sabotage yourself. Jeez, with the devil at the bottom. You see what I'm saying? This is your ego that's going to try to they make you think that this isn't going to work, or it's not time, or I'm scared, or, but what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if? But what if it goes right? What if it gets easier? What if it gets better? You see what I'm saying? These cards came out back to back, the 7 to the 6, and they're both swords. This is letting you know it's all up here. It's all about your mindset. The swords in the tarot represent your thoughts. They represent ideas. So this is letting you know, with the guidance and advice, that things are happening exactly as it's supposed to. This is a good and positive change, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. This is letting you know that this is a good and positive change. So therefore, you don't have to sabotage it. Okay, keep it to yourself if you feel like you need to. If you feel like keeping this, because that's also what the 7 of Swords represents, is like a hidden energy. It could look like a secret, like you're keeping something, like you're hiding something, like you're keeping secrets, but really it's like, I don't want to, maybe tell what I'm working towards too soon, because then it won't happen at all. Right? We end up sabotaging it because we trick our brain into thinking that we already accomplished the thing because we already talked about it. That's how we will essentially, sometimes we'll sabotage our goal before we even accomplish it, by talking about it too soon, by telling someone about it before it happens, because it tricks your brain into thinking that you accomplished it, because you get that dopamine hit of sharing it with someone and they're like, oh yeah, and they're cheering you on, making you think in your mind that you already did it, and then so it never even happens. You never even accomplish it, right? And it's sometimes not the other person's fault, but it's our own ego's way of making us think, because we got that hit of dopamine, that we accomplished it, but we really didn't. Okay. So Spirit is letting you know that this week is giving you an opportunity, okay, to keep things to yourself, right? To let yourself maybe keep whatever you got going on that you would normally maybe tell people. Do something different. Okay. This is a new cycle, a new opportunity. Respond to it differently. Okay. Keep it to yourself and move forward peacefully. Okay. Things are about to get easier. Things are shifting. Things are changing. Things are improving. The 6 of Swords represents improvements, overcoming challenges, overcoming the obstacles, overcoming maybe manipulation, even if it's your own mind, right? The devil energy trying to manipulate you into thinking that this won't work, or it's too scary. It's too, I don't know what's on the other side. The unknown is far more scarier than, me staying complacent. You see what I'm saying? Like, Spirit is letting us know, don't sabotage this. This is going to be your opportunity to move forward, to come out of a challenging place that some of you have been in for far too long. Okay. This week is presenting you that opportunity, but it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with it. All right. How are you going to allow yourself to take your willpower, right? Let your will be your command and move forward and see the beauty in what's in how things are being presented, the way things are unfolding, allowing yourself to see the beauty in that unique unfolding. The way things unfold for you is going to be very different from how things unfold for another person. Okay. Even if the outcome ends up being the same, the route to the outcome is what's different, right? Some people like to take the scenic route. That's me, myself personally. I love driving by the beach, driving by the water, seeing the mountains, seeing all the trees and all. I love seeing all that on my way to something that I maybe don't really want to do, but I allow myself to enjoy that experience on the way to my destination, right? So this is an opportunity for you to do the same and allow these shifts and changes to really benefit you the way they're trying to really align you to the reality that that you've essentially asked for. So that's what I have for you, collective. I trust that this reading was supportive, and I trust that it will reach those who need the messages. If you did enjoy it, I would love if you would drop a comment below. Let me know how it resonates. If it does, if you find that my energy resonates with yours, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you have not. And yeah, take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. Smile, laugh as often as you can. It's very, very healing. And know that you are loved. You are enough. You've always been enough, and you always will be enough. So I love you. Love yourself. And until next time,
Audi.